Hello crafty friends, welcome to another video. A long time ago I asked my viewers what their biggest crafty regrets were, and one of the items that came up again and again was the gel plate. Now we did a whole series on gel plate printing, which I will link below if you want to go and watch that. But today I thought we would focus on some spend less, craft more ideas and see what kind of textures we could create simply by using copy paper. Okay, I've got a nice clean gel plate, a nice clean brayer, a stack of copy paper, a stack of smooth white cardstock because that's what I'm going to pull my prints with, and some scrap paper there to roll my brayer off onto. I'm going to start off with some abandoned coral distress oxide and some spice marmalade and brayer those out. The trick is not to add too much ink. If you see the ink beading up, then clean your brayer off and roll over it again until you get rid of the beads. That way you'll get a nice covering. And for our first technique, we're going to scrunch our copy paper. So I've got lots of folds and creases in there now. I'll open it out a bit and press that down to pick up some of that ink. So now I've got some ink on there that could come in useful, but I want the pattern that's left behind. So I'm going to pop a bit of card on there, put another bit of scrap paper over the top and give it a good press down and a good few seconds to absorb the ink. Then we've got a lovely scrunchy pattern. Really like that. Now I'm going to use spice marmalade again with some scattered straw. So we're going orange and yellow orange and brayer that out. So I've folded up my paper in an interesting diagonal type folding design. And I'm going to put that on there across the diagonal, press it down, lift it up, so I've got some colour on there. But now I'm going to add another bit of card and do the pressing and the transferring. And that's given me a really interesting pattern there, like that. Almost looks like a photocopy. So I put scattered straw at the top and bundled sage at the bottom, which is a green yellow or a yellow green. And I'm going to tear my copy paper and carefully press that in to hopefully get some torn edgeness. I can use something not piercy or pokey to rub that down with. Don't want to poke holes in your gel plate, otherwise you will forever end up with a mark. So we'll peel that off, and another bit of card, and we've definitely got some torn edge shapes there. Happy with that. I'm actually going to take a second print using that one. I'm going to put cracked pistachio on. I won't bother cleaning my brayer because we're in the same colour family, the greens, because I don't particularly want the white on there. I'm going to add a layer of cracked pistachio all over. Yeah, I like that. For this next one, I've got cracked pistachio and pine needles. And I'm going to do some overlapping. So I'm going to start at this end, add some paper, and overlap it so I get the whole thing covered. And gently press that down to pick up some of the ink. You see? Yeah, so that's got ink on it. And now for the card. And we've got some nice dark lines and some lighter areas. So I've got evergreen bough and peacock feathers on there, and I've rolled up my paper into a cylinder, and I'm going to stamp that on. I'll roll it up a bit tighter. I've got a small circular squiggly stamp. So let's see what we get when we place that on there. Some very thin thread-like circles. This has got peacock feathers and nice spruce, and what I'm going to do is drag my paper down, making sure it comes in contact. So there's ink on there. I'll pop that on there, and I really like that. Lots of swipey, draggy marks. You can cut shapes from copy paper to use as masks. So I folded this bit of copy paper several times, and I've cut out some leaf shapes there. I'm going to start by inking this whole piece with broken china and uncharted mariner. So we've got some colour there, and I'm going to go in with just uncharted mariner this time. I'm going to lay my leaves on. And I'll place this on here. And those have acted as masks, so the second layer of uncharted mariner has gone around them. I'll cover this in the uncharted mariner again, and I'm going to colour another bit of cardstock. Now I'm going to add some chipped sapphire, which is a nice indigo, a blue violet, and I've made a stencil from copy paper and a die. I'm going to place that on there like that, and then place that on there like that, and give it a really good press down to hopefully pick up some of the colour through the apertures. And there you go, that's worked really well. So we've got some stenciling using copy paper. And all these bits of copy paper that end up with ink on them can be used on cards or in journals, junk journals, that kind of thing. So don't throw them away. So I've put wilted violet and faded jeans on here, and I'm going to twist my paper this time. And I'm going to roll it down here, and maybe at a different angle. It's a bit like the first one, I think, the scrunching. You've got a bit more control over things. So we'll call this one Twist and Roll. Ooh, that's very pretty. I'm going to put a bit of pink raspberry on. I haven't cleaned my brayer, so it's changed colour slightly. And I'm going to do another layer on here. Oh, that's even prettier. I really like that. I think this one and possibly the scrunching are my favourites so far. So this is a variation on scrunch. I'm going to do scrunch and pounce. Now, I don't know about you, but those are looking like the beginnings of some flowers to me. This is a bit like the smusher in that it gives you a bit more control over where your scrunchy marks are going to be than if you just put a piece of paper across the whole thing. This is milled lavender and whatever was left on my brayer. I folded this copy paper into 4 to give me an edge that's a bit thicker than the actual copy paper edge, and I'm going to use that to stamp on there like that, sort of stamping and twisting as I go. Yep, that's fun. Let's do another colour on top. A bit of seedless preserves and whatever's left on my brayer, and I'll do some more of those. So there we go, we've got a little hair mark there. I didn't notice that, but never mind. But we can still see both layers of lighter lines. For this last one, I've taken another piece of copy paper, folded it in half lengthways, gosh, I can't speak today, rolled it up into a cylinder and held it shut with some washi tape. And now I'm fraying the bottom edges. Fraying or fringing, one or the other. So I've put Kitsch Flamingo on there. I'm going to spread out my fringy bits, tuck some up there that I don't like the look of, and press that down. See what we can achieve. Trying not to touch the gel plate with my fingers, but probably not being very successful. One more bit of card. Yeah, I rather like that. That's fun. I have got a couple of fingerprints here and there, so I just need to be a little bit more careful. But yeah, I like that. And there you go, 12 ways of using simple, cheap copy paper to create gorgeous texture on your gel prints. If you've got any other ideas or tried and tested copy paper methods, then do leave them in a comment. The more ideas, the merrier. And I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Hope it's given you some ideas. And if you'd like more ideas from me, then do subscribe and ring the notification bell. And I'll see you back here very soon for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.